Yes, your girl is back with another one. Listen, y'all, I'm gonna talk about the struggle, right? My struggle. Let's talk about my struggle, okay? Listen, I was a heroin addict for some years, okay? One of my brothers turned me on to heroin. Now, I knew I was doing something wrong, but I never knew that it was gonna take me where it took me at, okay? But anyway, I've been clean over 20 years today. Not today, but up until today. It's been 20 years, okay? God is so amazing. God is so amazing. You hear me? But anyway, I had a pretty decent childhood, okay? My mom, it's nine of us. I'm the baby. But for some reason, as I got older, I started being treated like the black sheep of the family. I don't know why, but I did. I wasn't the only one that did stuff. You know what I mean? But for some reason, I've always been treated like the black sheep, you know? Especially once I got older. I don't know if it was jealousy. I don't know. I don't know. But my sisters just acted so funny towards me, okay? Excuse me. And it bothered me for a long time because I didn't understand why. You know, I'm saying to myself, I'm not even an adult yet. And yet my own sisters don't really care for me. I just never understood it. Still don't. But it is what it is, right? And so, as time went on, like I said, I got hooked on heroin. And all praise to the Most High, I came up out of it. I didn't die while I was in it. All praises to God here, because it was only Him. Okay, because first of all, wasn't nobody else there, but it was only Him. I was homeless, and God just worked it out. He just worked it out. You hear me? And so now, when I go through things now, of course, I talk to God, but I also I do some reflecting on what I came up out of back there. And I look at what it is I'm going through right now, and I say, this is nowhere near as bad as what I did, what happened to me back there. And I made it through. Praises to the Most High, I made it through. So I can make it through this too. And determination that I'm not going to give up. And I know what my problem is, me being consistent. I'm not consistent enough, okay? So I know what my problem is, but I'm going to get past it, okay? And I'm going to be able to look back at this one day and be like, I said I wasn't going to give up, and now look at me. I see it. I see the vision, right? And I'm going to do it. And I'm telling y'all this to let you know that I know the struggle is real. Listen, I lived in the hood my whole life, okay? So I know the freaking struggle is real, okay? And I know what happens to us is that our mindset, we get caught up seeing our mothers, our grandmothers, some of us even seen our great grandmothers do the same thing over and over and over again. You heard me? You heard me? We see them do the same thing all the time, right? And so we grow up thinking that what they did was the right way. You understand? But listen, what they did was the only way they knew how. Huh? Huh? That's what they knew. That's what they knew. Okay? But that's not, it doesn't make it wrong or right. But that's what they knew. That's the only thing they knew, and it worked for them, right? They looked at it as though it worked for them because they was able to pay their bills and take care of their children. And their children was what was so important to them. So they was able to make it through that. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's what I'm talking about. So, you have to now we know there's a better way, right? So we had to figure that out for ourselves. What's the better way? What can we do? Which way can we go? How we gonna do this? And you gotta do it. Don't let fear stop you, because let me tell you about fear. Fear makes you miss out on all the opportunities that God has for you. Fear does. That's why God do not like fear. He said you shouldn't be fearful of nothing but him. Okay? But yes, I was doing my Bible study and I wanted to read that to y'all. I don't have it down here. But I can't remember what it said verbatim. But the main thing that stuck out to me was that fear can cause you to miss out on all the opportunities that God has for you. So get rid of that fear and just step out and do what you can. And be yourself, right? Be yourself. Like, don't be looking at other people and trying to do what they do. Or if you do get an idea from them, you put your twist on it and make it yours. Don't try to do exactly what somebody else doing, because it's not going to turn out in your favor, because it's not you. It's not really you doing it. You really taking what somebody else did. You trying to do it the same way they did it. No, if you get an idea from somebody, you do it. You put your twist on it and do it your way. Okay. But yeah, we can't. The struggle is real, and I know it's real. But back to what I was saying, our parents did what they knew how, what they was taught. Okay? My mother went through something. I don't even understand how my mother raised us. She didn't even, her mom was there, but her mom had stopped speaking to her. Her mom wasn't even talking to her. My mother was a child. She was a kid. And her mother just up and stopped speaking to her. And I think it was mental health, but my mom wasn't sure what it was. My mom basically had to take care of herself as a kid. I didn't even understand how my mother made it through. God, only God, only God, only God. And she was just hell bent and determined she wasn't going to give up. Man, I salute her. I salute my mother for that. I look back, when I found out the things my mother had went through, my mother had completely, she didn't erase it, but she just didn't bother to bring it up or talk about it. She didn't. All that she went through, I'm like, Mom. And she didn't act, my mother wasn't crazy acting or none of that. Do you hear me? My mother didn't act like somebody with a mental health issue. Do you hear me? She didn't even act like she had been through that. Everybody loved my mom. Everybody. Everybody in the neighborhood loved her. Your mother's so sweet. And she talked to us like we her children. My mother always gave a word of encouragement. And she was always talking to the addicts, the alcoholics. My mother talked to anybody. She ain't care. She didn't discriminate. And that's how I am today. I don't discriminate. I'll hug you. I don't care what you look like, what you're going through, whatever. If you need a hug, I'll hug you. I'll feed you. It's just in my nature. It's in my nature. But my mom was like that, right? And I would look at her sometime, and I'm telling you, I would go somewhere and just boo, right? Because my mother went through so much as a kid. And for her to be able to do the things that she did, raise 9 children by herself. Now listen, she had a husband. My mom was married twice, okay? But her first marriage, she got my oldest brother out of it. Okay, her second marriage, we came out of it. Okay? But in the midst of that, he something happened with him and he started losing his mind and stuff like that. So she couldn't take care of him and us. Well, I wasn't there at the time. I wasn't there at that moment. But when everything started to unfold, uh, eventually I came in. But when it was all said and done, she ended up having to put him in a home, okay? Because she just couldn't do it no more. And and yeah, but my mother had been through so much that I couldn't even understand how my mother was still standing. Do you hear me? I couldn't understand how my mother still had her mind, how she was still, uh, insane. I mean, how she wasn't insane, okay, with the things that she had been through. Only God, only God. I'm telling you, only God can bring you through like that. I'm telling you, my mother came through here, and she did what she had to do. She did what she had to do, and I miss her so much. But I ain't going there because I'll be up here crying in a minute. But anyway, I'm saying all this to y'all to say, sometimes when you feel like giving up, look back at some of the things that you done made it through. And then tell yourself you gonna make it through this too. Huh? Look back for a second and say, look look where I came from and look where I'm at now. Right? And tell yourself, and I'm gonna make it through this too. I'm gonna keep pushing through. See, we gotta start talking positive to ourselves. Because the mindset is powerful. You heard me? But you gotta know what to do with it and how to use it. And a lot of us use it to a point where it's against you instead of for you. Okay? You gotta learn when you get upset about something, instead of talking so negative in your head, you gotta talk positive. Yeah, this is just an obstacle, and I'm gonna get through this too. I'm gonna get through this too, and I'm gonna keep pushing forward. That's how you gotta look at it. You see what I'm saying? That is how you have to look at it, good people. Right? Because listen, our parents did what they did because that's what they knew. Right? But today, things have changed. The world is changing. The world has changed. Ain't no changing. The world has changed, right? And so there's better things that we can do and different things that we can do, right? But we can't get upset with them because they only did what they was taught. They only did what they knew how to do. And it worked for them. What they did, it worked for them. But it's just not working for me. I got to find a different way. I got to do something different. Because it's not working for me. You understand? I don't knock them, but it's just not working for me. And I got to find something different. Excuse me. And it's okay. It's okay. I'm okay that I feel like that. It's all right. Because the world has changed so much, right? So now I want to do something different. I want to create something different for myself. And that's okay. It's okay. It's okay. But you just got to keep going. Just like right now, I got to be more consistent with what I'm doing. I'm not giving up. And I'm not going to give up. But I know what I got to do. I know what I got to do because I sit down and I do some reflecting. So I know what I got to do. I just got to be more consistent with what I'm doing. And that's what I'm doing. I'm telling y'all all this to tell you, keep going. I know the struggle is real for some of us, right? And I know that we are pressed. Some of us are pressed to get out of where we at. We want something new. We want something different, right? But let me tell you something. Sometimes things doesn't happen for you because your mindset. God knows that your mindset is not right. And he knows that if he give you something, you're not going to do the right thing with it because your mindset not right. You ain't got it together up here yet. So he know that if he give you something, or if you get a breakthrough, he knows you're not going to do the right thing with it. You see what I'm saying? And so sometimes it's just a thing of not being ready. Sometimes you're not ready. So work on yourself. Work on yourself. Do work on yourself, on your inner self. Do work on your mindset. Sit down and ask yourself, if I got $1 million today, what would I do with it? And write down and be honest with yourself. Write down what you would do with it, and then write down what you should do with it. You understand? And see how that come out. And then you'll know what you got, what work you got. I'm getting tongue twisted. Then you'll realize what work you have to do on yourself. You see what I'm saying? But let me tell you something. Don't ever give up. As long as God continue to wake you up and you breathe and he put air in your body, don't ever give up. Just keep going. Keep going, because it's going to work out. And that's what I keep telling myself. It's going to work out. I know I got to be consistent. So now that's what I'm working on, being consistent. I know that's what I got to do, and that's what I'm going to do. Okay? Because y'all going to look up one day and be like, wow, she said she was going to do it. She said she was going to do it. Because I'm going to do it. Cheers to y'all. Y'all can do it too. You can do it too. Right? Just make up in your mind you're going to do it. Cheers to you. I'm getting ready to get up off of here. But just make up in your mind that you want to do it. Make up in your mind. Don't say you want to do it. Say you're going to do it. Say, that doesn't taste right. That didn't taste right. I want to do it. That didn't taste right. I'm going to do it. Then that tastes good, don't it? Don't that taste better? I'm going to do it. Huh? Mm-hmm. Don't that taste better? That's how you got to talk to yourself. I'm going to do this. I'm going to keep pushing, because I know if I keep pushing, something's going to come out of this. I didn't start down this path for no reason. Huh? I didn't start down this path for no reason. So I know that something's going to come out of here. Come out of this. Because God didn't put me on this path for no reason. Something is going to come out of this. And I know it. And I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep pushing. All praise to the Most High. Okay? Cheers to y'all again. And I'm out of here. I'll see y'all on the next one.